Like, how does it feel to be back?
You know, it feels great to be back. At first it was a little surreal, especially walking back into this building. The last 3 years I've been a visitor, so coming in, getting in the locker room, seeing all the guys, great feeling.
It seems like it's similar to 4 years ago when you came here. Everybody talking about the injuries and all that stuff, and how it is when I'm on top.
It's similar, but different in a lot of ways. I'm a different person, different player. Faces are different. It's a different cast, but the motivation is still the same. And the expectations within myself are still the same, if not more. So it's very similar, but different.
Tyson, do you think the expectations are dramatically different around your arrival this time as opposed to 3 years ago?
Yeah, because I don't think anyone knew what to expect the first time around. I was a player that competed against them, for a few years before my arrival in the playoffs. So I think that's kind of what people remember me as. But clearly this time around, having success and winning the championship here, the expectations are a little different, in return.
Coach Carlisle called you the most popular one-year player in the history of sports earlier. Have you gotten that feeling being back here, the way people have received you?
Yeah, it's so funny that I spent 1 year here with everybody, equates my career to being here. Even guys around the league, when they say, how many years did you play in Dallas? And I go, 1. What? Everybody thinks I was here 4 or 5, 6 years, but it was just one really long, incredible year. I'm definitely tied here, and it's a great thing that I am.
Can you talk about came back to the city, I guess within days after you signed with the Mavericks. There on the North Pole, it was a billboard, welcome back Tyson. And I didn't know myself that you gonna play here 1 year.
Yeah.
What's so special about being back in the city?
Just the warm welcoming, the people, the community, the organization from top to bottom. Being back, having the opportunity to play with Dirk again. It's definitely an amazing feeling. I felt welcomed. My family has felt welcomed. The moment I got traded back to school, which my children attended, sent an email back, saying that, kids send the schedule and they're welcome back in. So, all that stuff makes you feel like you're coming back home. It's the little things that matter, and it's the little things that the city did to make me feel welcome.
You're going to have several guards that's going to be able to get that ball to you. And you also played in New Orleans a little bit, and you've been in the East.
Yeah.
So, the West, East, now that you have the best of that, what does that mean to you?
The East and the West, very different. I think it's a little more balanced this year, with the way free agency shook things up. But the last couple of years I spent in the East, it's a lot more, grittier. It's a lot more pounding down low. In the West, it's a little more, faster pace, quicker guard play. The tempo is up. So, defensively, there's some things that I'll have to adjust to, and that I'll have to, try to get my teammates to adjust to. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you still want to slow people down and get stops, especially when it counts. So, no matter the tempo that you're playing at, I think you're a little more vulnerable. When you're playing that tempo as far as your defense goes, but our job is to just make sure the game dictates the shot, so then we're all prepared and balanced, so that we can get back and slow the opposing team down.
Last week, Rick said that you came to him and you told him that you're going to be a better defensive team than you were a season ago. What was that conversation like, and what do you think, watching this team from afar, they really need to improve on to be better defensively?
I watched the team, sometimes throughout the year when I had the opportunity to watch the Mavs, but especially, the playoff series against the Spurs, I had the opportunity to watch them, and it was close. My hat goes off to the job that the coach did in that series, because, I think it was two great coaches battling it out, a chess match. And, I think this year is very important that we start right now. That's the thing that we really concentrated on, the first time around when I was here. It's not going to happen if, we decide to pick up things come playoffs or after All-Star break or late in the year. very important. We start tomorrow, first day of training camp. But I just told him, I really want to be aware of, the strategy, what we're trying to accomplish, because I want my teammates to be fully aware of what we're trying to accomplish. And, I want the guys to feel secure and safe. Nobody should ever feel like they're on an island or they have to be the best defender in the league. We just have to play together.
Since you were the defensive ringleader 4 years ago, how much pressure do you feel getting this team back to that same point on defense as they were back 4 years ago?
It's not bracing and funny. My wife asked me the same question. It's not, I don't know how much you guys got in common. It's not pressure. It's excitement. I look at the cast here, and there's players that are, that are here, and Chandler being one of them. That, his press conference, everything was defensive questions and how you're going to get better. And so, I take that on as a challenge to make guys feel comfortable, on that end of the floor. And the other young big guys alongside me, trying to help them grow and teach them. So it's more exciting to me. And I look at this group, and it's a very talented group, and the guard play is gritty, and I feel like, we're really going to get after guys, so it's excitement more than there's pressure.
4 years later, is Dirk still the man?
Absolutely. It's still his team, and I think until he hangs his jersey up as a Maverick, it will always be his team. I'm here to try to help, here to try to make things easier on him, same way I did the first time around. But he's a shoe-in Hall of Famer, and his career speaks for itself.
Along those lines, Chandler Parsons has talked about kind of stepping out of that Harden Howard shadow in Houston, but here he's coming. There's a couple of leading personalities in Dirk and you. How do you think it works for him to try to become more of that leading guy?
I think the biggest thing for us is to not make it about individuals. That was the biggest thing that we had here. The last time I was here, it was never about I was in my contract year then. I'm in my contract year now. Chandler's just signing. We have other young players that want to establish themselves. We have other guys that are on one-year deal. But it's important that we all understand what the common goal is. And the common goal is not about one individual, trying to rise to the top, or trying to, better yourself with any individual accolades. It's all about the importance of the team, because at the end of the day, when a team does well, everybody shines. So if he and everybody else understands that and buys into that, we'll have a great year.
And do you think he does buy into that?
I think he does. I think he's a young player, very talented. Actually, a lot more talented than I thought. Coming. Being in the East, I was only able to face him a couple times a year, and he surprised me in a couple of weeks that he's been here and I've been here. He can do a lot more things than I thought he could. He's better. He's a better shooter, better driver, better ball handler, passer. I didn't think he was as capable as he actually is in a lot of those categories. So really looking forward to watching him progress, especially learning from Dirk and those guys.
Tyson, the only real negative we hear about you is that you're injury prone. Do you feel that tag is fair?
I don't know. I've had injuries, in my career, so, I guess you can throw that out there. Whether it's fair or not, it's not for me to, sit up there and really honestly care about. I go day by day, try to ensure that I'm capable to perform, at the best of my abilities. And then from there, you never know what happens.
You must be back in a place where, people have come to embrace you. And of course, some people may say that you're injury prone. Will you use that as motivation?
No, I got enough stuff that motivates me. I don't need, motivation from outside sources.
You gonna be here for more than 1 year this time around?
We'll see. I couldn't answer that question last time. If you'd asked me that question last time, I would have said yes, and I would have said I would have finished my career here, which that still could happen. But I'm not going to be. Well, I guess I am in control of it. There's other parties that have to be, thinking on the same page. So.
What do you like about Aminu and what he brings to you guys this year?
I love I love his length. I love, you know, the ability and capabilities on the offense and defensive end. You know, we were sitting in the cold tub the other day, and I was telling him that he should watch a lot of tape on Scottie Pippen. I think with his length and athleticism and you know, and clearly what Scottie was defensively, how he was able to just disrupt offenses. I think he can do a lot of those same things. You know, he's an incredible athlete. He's one of those players. He's in kind of a similar situation when I first came here, where you know, high draft pick, bounced around a little bit. I feel like he hasn't really found a place that where he can stick and really make a name for himself. But I feel like being in this organization under Coach Carlisle and under a lot of the talented players that are here, he'll learn a lot, and I feel like he'll grow as a player.
Is the contract even part of the conversation before next summer here, or do you just wait until all is said and done?
Yeah, it's probably not part of the conversation. I mean, we'll see. I haven't thought of it, to be honest with you. I try to keep that stuff out of my mind and focus on the things that I can control. You know, let that stuff play itself out. You know, get too caught up in, you know, contracts and all that kind of stuff. I think you lose where your main focus actually should be. And I feel like if you do what you're supposed to do, you know, all that stuff will work itself out.
Tyson, now that you've had some time to kind of separate yourself from it, where do you feel like things went off the rails for you guys in New York last season, and how do you kind of avoid a similar situation here?
I think we did as much as we could, you know, as athletes and players, and even as a coaching staff. I feel like for whatever reason we didn't mesh the way we thought we would have meshed, you know, on paper. You know, but you know, it's a different organization now, under different leadership, and you know, hopefully they get it right, you know, turn things around. Not against us, but you know, for them, you know, I still like the guys around there. I developed some great relationships, so I wish them the best.